8-1-6688.
We're here in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's a 28-16 advantage for the Cats over the Buffalo Destroyers. We have 15 more minutes of Arena League football left to go. Willie Lotta back to receive on the ensuing kickoff for the Buffalo Destroyers. And off the pipe, it's loose in the end zone, and you're better off just covering it right there. And that'll be a touchback. Now that means that Kevin Mason got his work cut out for him again. He's going to have to find a way to get points on the board here. And you still have plenty of time, though.
You do have plenty of time, but you've got to answer with every possession here in the fourth quarter. Buffalo cannot afford to let Nashville lengthen its lead at this point of the game.
Mason brings him up to the line of scrimmage. Operating from the 5-yard line, Olive will be the man in motion for the Destroyers. Mason with time, steps up, drills it. Ball is caught. Enough yardage for the first down. Crossing the 15 is Bobby Olive.
And that's something that the Destroyers have done all night. Just send them out, find the man that hooks up. And one of the things that Kevin Mason is getting better at doing is throwing the ball just a little earlier than he has in the past. Watch here. He throws this ball. Bobby Olive is kind of waiting on that ball to arrive, and Kevin Mason's got to get rid of it a little earlier, and that will come as he gets more experience, as he sees himself on film making throws like that.
Running back is David White. The motion man on the near side is Derek Branch. Mason, 3-step drop, found Branch at midfield, and he takes off and gets down to the 20-yard line of Nashville.
And that's the thing that this Buffalo Destroyers offense, when they get it rolling, it makes it look so easy when they hit pass after pass. Kevin Mason's arm is so fast and so strong. The ball is there. When the receivers are catching that ball, their offense really has a tendency to make it look easy. The problem is, earlier in the year, they've had trouble punching it in when they get inside the 10-yard line.
28-16, Nashville leads. Buffalo, however, is driving. Olive, the motion man, this time in the slot. Pump fake. He's got Olive wide open. Touchdown, Buffalo! A quick strike that time. Mason to Olive. And the Destroyers put 6 on the board, and they have closed the gap and are right back in this game.
Kirk Pointer took the pump fake and got out of position, and Bobby Olive ran it to perfection. He came out, gave a hesitation stomp move, and Kevin Mason put the ball right on the money. And just like we said they had to do, the Buffalo Destroyers have answered here in the fourth quarter.
And that means Mike Black is on for the extra point try, and Olive just had to turn around and back himself into the end zone on that one.
You see that's the classic hesitation move, and Kirk Pointer went for the fake.
Low snap. Mason, however, controls it, and Black kicks it through. So that didn't take long. And Buffalo now has closed the gap to just 5 points. Bobby Olive, a 20-yard touchdown reception. 12:36 to go in the contest. It's Nashville 28, Buffalo 23. You're watching Arena League football on Empire. Well, this is one of the party streets in Nashville. Steve was there last night. Well, in fact, he was doing some karaoke. Pretty impressive. I want you to
not stop.
That was you.
I'll tell you what, though, you go out for lunch or dinner, and every place you go by, they've got a live band. It's good music.
I thought you did a great rendition of Rhinestone Cowboy.
That was not me. That was Bob Trimble.
Hey, Bobby's really gotten into the Nashville thing here. We got to get a shot of his new boots.
That's right.
I mean, the guy was out today shopping.
He promised us an Elvis impersonation.
He did,
tonight,
yes. He has to do Elvis tonight. But he's got the boots to show that he was actually here in Nashville. He's kicking up his heels tonight. Black on the kickoff following the Destroyers touchdown. Off the screen. Ball is loose in the end zone. Buffalo's got a shot at it. And I believe it went out of bounds. And if it did, it will be Nashville ball.
Derek Branch had a chance to cover that ball, but it came out so hard he couldn't handle it, and he knocked it out of bounds. You see there, he's disgusted with himself. He knows he had a shot by getting the big turnover, the bad bounce off the screen.
Hits the wall. As soon as the ball makes contact with the wall, it is dead. Belongs to the receivers. First down.
That's so difficult to do, handle a ball while you're trying to fight off a block, and it's an unexpected bounce. And you'll see there, that's so difficult, but he knows. Gosh, he wishes he could have got that. That was a huge play that got away from Buffalo once again.
Well, the key right now for the Buffalo Destroyers, don't make mistakes. In other words, don't commit silly penalties and play solid defense.
And that works on both sides of the ball at this point.
Oh, that's a great play right there. John DeWitt was all over Kelly back in the end zone and forced him to miscue on that short pass.
He didn't go for the pump fake to the right at all. John DeWitt almost got a hand on that ball as he left the hand of the quarterback there. And watch here as he just comes up, shoots out the field, doesn't go for it. And perhaps he did get a hand on that, deflected it slightly, but that was a great play by DeWitt. The ball intended for Darrell Hammond over there on the left of the quarterback. Just couldn't make a connection.
2nd and 10 at the 2-yard line of the Cats out of his own end zone. Kelly under pressure, got hit as he let it go, and it's going to fly into the stands.
Kelly picking himself up from the bottom of the pile really for the first time tonight. I don't think he's even hit the ground. Well, earlier in the game he did, but that was in the middle of traffic. And you see there, Tony Jones.
And there's a flag down, too, in the end zone.
Personal foul, face mask, number 44 of the defense. 8-yard penalty.
How crushing is that for Buffalo?
That is exactly what the Buffalo Destroyers did not need, and exactly the tonic that the Nashville Cats needed to get them back on track. They have struggled here in this series to get something going, and that's just the tonic they need, an automatic first down on their 10-yard line, and that is not what the Destroyers need, and that's exactly why the Destroyers trail in this game, is mistakes like that.
Penalties have killed Buffalo in tonight's contest. They run the ball to the far side. A little bit of running room that time for the big back. That is Rupert Grant at 240 pounds, a second-year player out of Howard.
Once again, the Nashville Cats can afford to open their entire playbook, run the football, let the clock run. Time is on their side, but yet there's so much time left. It's wrong for them if they think they're going to try and get the time off the clock, try and kind of pull the reins in. It's not the time to do that. Buffalo has come out in the second half and played extremely well. Nashville cannot pull the plug on their offense. They've got to continue to press and try and score points.
Kelly under a little bit of duress. There's a marker down wide open here on the near side. Is Hammond finally run out of bounds, but the penalty flag was thrown right at the line of scrimmage, and the Destroyers are saying it was a holding penalty, so this one, yes indeed, is going to be brought back.
And that's the first penalty that has been timely and much needed by the Destroyers, bringing back a big play by the Cats.
Number 96 of the offense. 8-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
That should give the Destroyers some idea of how easy they make it on their opponents when they get those silly penalties.
William Gaines, first-year player out of Florida at 6'5", 310 pounds. I guess if he was going to do something illegal, you'd probably see it.
You see there, number 96,
Gaines
pulling David Caldwell to the ground. William Gaines there, and it's so easy to see that when you're on the outside, when you're playing guard in the Arena League. The officials you're standing right in front of them. There's not that much open ground to look across. You do it right in front of the officials whenever it happens.
Hillary is the motion man. He's going to fly deep over the middle. That ball was tipped a little bit, but still the catch is made. And this one is going to break for a touchdown. Darrell Hammond with a big play for the Nashville Cats.
William Yarborough came across.
Injury timeout.
William Yarborough came across, was going to put a big hit on Darrell Hammond right when he caught the ball, but Darrell Hammond had a chance to brace himself and see it coming, and now Willie Yarborough is down and has not gotten up. He's going to have to remain down. They're out on the field for the injury timeout. Darrell Hammond absorbing the hit, keeping his balance, and making the big play right when Nashville needed it most.
And here's going to be the collision right here as he pops him with the shoulder, and he got his head snapped back on that hit. And that is why Yarborough stayed down, and Hammond continued on.
You see that was a a hit where Yarborough put his shoulder right into Darrell Hammond. When the receiver has just as much momentum as the defensive back, you never know what's going to give first. And in that case, it was Willie Yarborough's shoulder.
This injury timeout brought to you by Amherst Orthopedics. When the breaks of the game don't go your way, call 369-8358. That's 639-8358. Amherst Orthopedics. Breaking the action, we'll do the same. 10:23 to go in the game. The Cats on the board. We're still waiting for the extra point. It's now 34-23. Nashville out in front of the Buffalo Destroyers.
And we're back. Injury timeout for William Yarborough. We'll get word on that in just a moment. But, you know, you never know who guys you're going to run into in an arena football game. Best man, Chuck Nelson, from my wedding back in 1982 with his son Austin and wife Carrie. Hey, how about this? This is your first game, isn't it, Chuck?
Yeah, a lot of fun. Don't blink because you'll miss something.
And what do you think about your buddy Trimble doing the games now?
Awesome.
Hey, Carrie, what do you think about you're a big Titans fan, though?
Titan fan, yeah.
You wouldn't be popular in Buffalo.
Awesome, awesome. Go Titans.
All right, you want to say something to the guys, right?
Back to y'all up there.
Back to y'all. See, she had that southern accent for you guys.
All right, extra point try. Up and good. So that'll make it Nashville 35 and Buffalo 23, y'all.
Sounded friendly anyway.
Yeah.
We have to make sure we invite these Nashville people up to Buffalo for the Buffalo Bills opening game with the Titans.
Here's Yarborough over here now on the bench of the Buffalo Destroyers, and maybe he took just a severe stinger. That could have happened, Steve.
It really could. You see here, you knew it was coming. You could see it develop as Willie Yarborough closed the distance on Hammond, but then Darrell Hammond saw it coming, and anytime you can do that as a wide receiver, you can take a pretty good shot and still keep your feet. You see there, bang, he had a chance to lean into the hit, and then just keep his feet, got some help. There's nobody left.
And with that, the scoring drive off the 43-yard touchdown play. 4 plays, 48 yards, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. And Buffalo has their work cut out for them once again. And once again, how costly was the penalty in the end zone that benched Tony Jones?
The face mask penalty in the end zone on the quarterback. And once again, it cost him the opportunity to shut that drive down.
For Buffalo has been changed to number 21.
Yeah, they were only down 5 at that time. And if they would have stopped the Cats, they would have gotten the ball back with plenty of time left. Right now, 9:57 remaining in this game.
They've still got a chance for 3 possessions, but it means they're going to have to shut Nashville down on all of their remaining possessions, probably to have a chance.
And Shaw's going to have time to run this one out. Straight up the middle, breaks the tackle. Cross the 20 to the 25 at midfield before he's finally hauled down there by the kicker, Palazzo.
I spoke to Ray Bentley, and he's very excited about the special teams progress that this team has made. They've got 3 or 4 returns in that he drew up, one with a double team with some crossing. They really had an opportunity and really felt they had a chance tonight to make some hay with the new returns. And here, Terrell Shaw getting his opportunity, actually his first opportunity to return a kick tonight, and does well to get it out to midfield. You love that in a return guy.
Absolutely.
Take it right up between the hashes.
All right, so Kevin Mason brings the offense up to the line of scrimmage at midfield. This is their best starting position the entire night. Mason, lots of time. Over the middle, finds Olive at the 15, and he's finally dropped at the 14-yard line. Hillary is there to stop him defensively.
One of the things you notice about a football team when you've got a good coaching staff is when they come out in the second half, they've made some adjustments that have helped them on both sides of the ball. You can really tell that the Destroyers have played much better and executed much better in the second half. Now, whether that was the adjustments made by the coaching staff or whatever, that's what is good about the Destroyers in this half. They have really turned it on offensively here, better than they have at any point this season.
Kevin Mason now is 17 of 26 in this game for 161 yards, and he's back to throw one more time. Looking, got his man, gets on him with a cutback, trying to get past the 5-yard line, and it finally is hauled down on the 5-yard line right there.
That's been a big difference tonight for Buffalo's offense. Kevin Mason has completed a larger percent of his passes. You mentioned there, just there, what his numbers are. That's been the difference. He has been like a 50 to 53% passer in games past, but now he's 18 of 27, and that's a much bigger percentage than he has been able to complete thus far this year, and that's been a big difference in their offense tonight.
Well, they're down at the 5-yard line. They can get a first down if they just get 2 yards. And that'll be motion at the line of scrimmage. Markers fly. Running for the end zone and getting in is Tony Jones, but will they give it to him? The Destroyers score on the running play with Jones, but hold everything.
They got a line judge at the bottom, did not think he got it. He said he went up against the boards on the half-yard line. There was some hesitation in the thing, but then the flag threw all the officials off. They were looking around to see who it was against.
Well, we're going to find out.
And it was encroachment against
Nashville.
And that spells good things for the Destroyers. They're going to be able to answer here, perhaps with some points. The ball on the half-yard line. It's going to take a huge effort by Nashville to keep them out of the end zone right now.
Offside, number 92 of the defense. Penalties decline. Resolve the play. First down.
Carlos Fowler is the guy who gets tagged with the offside or the encroachment.
You see here, both you and I thought that he got in.
I thought he was in right there.
Yeah, we both thought Tony Jones was in the end zone, but the line judge said no.
This is the reaction from the team owner, Mark Hamister. He thought he was in as well, and he's going to have to wait to cheer because they don't get in at this time either.
Tried another sweep to Tony Jones to get to the corner of the end zone. Couldn't quite squeeze it in. We'll bring up a second down and goal.
Well, how key is this now? I mean, Buffalo absolutely, positively has to get 6 out of this.
Yeah, this is the only chance they've got to win this game, and they're going to have to make do after. If they do get this, it's not over yet, but this is crucial.
They can bring it back to a 5-point deficit if they can punch one in. Mason keeps it himself. Touchdown, Buffalo! Kevin Mason slides off left guard and dives into the end zone for a touchdown.
This is what it's been in the second half. The Destroyers have answered every challenge offensively that they've had to, and now you look back and you think about the missed field goals and missed opportunities, and yet the Destroyers are still in this football game in a big way. And Nashville has to start looking over their shoulder because they are not out of the woods. They thought they had this game sewed up with the long touchdown, and yet Buffalo has battled back and are right in the thick of it.
Mike Black on for the extra point here. If the kick is good, it will make it just a 5-point advantage for the Cats. And they fake it, try to get 2 here. Mason in trouble, throws it into the end zone and throws it away. Well, I don't think it caught anybody by surprise, including the Nashville players. They were ready for that.
No, it was a good time to try because they'd missed 1 already, and the deficit is 6 anyway, so they didn't lose anything by missing that opportunity.
35-29, Cats out. Welcome back, everybody. 35-29. The Cats out in front of the Buffalo Destroyers. It is a 6-point advantage.
You and I were just speaking a month ago. This is a team, the Buffalo Destroyers we're talking about, that would not have answered the way they have answered in the second half. In the last 2 weeks, they have really made strides. And that's a sign the Ray Bentley's methods are starting to take hold. What they need now is to have and experience some success so that they can build on that and get some confidence that they're in these ball games. And if they stop shooting themselves in the foot, they would be in the thick of it, and they're a playoff caliber team. They could play with anybody in the league if they just play the game that they're capable of playing, but they're not going to do that until they believe in themselves and what they're doing, and Ray is starting to get them to do that.
Well, of course, the Cats are 5-2. Buffalo yet to win in 7 games so far. And the Cats are coming off a big victory on the road against Carolina. They won that one 60-28.
And that's the way that the fortunes change in the Arena League. 2 weeks ago, Andy Kelly was benched in favor of James Brown, and then the next week he bounces back with 6 touchdown passes. That's the way it works. Your team can be up 1 week and down the next. The question is, how do they respond consistently to the challenges? And the Destroyers are starting to be more consistent in their answer to the challenges they're facing in each of these games.
Here's Black to kick off. Jarek Hillary is the deep man to receive. Black drills it. It's off the screen. Hillary has it in the end zone and brings it out. Brings it to the outside. Tries to scoot past everybody and finally is pushed out of bounds. Tellison is the man who makes the play to knock Hillary into the boards.
every time that Hillary gets the ball in his hands. He's a young guy that comes out, has got high energy and loves to get his hands on the ball. Watch here as he sets up the return, runs right up between the hashes, and then breaks to the outside. That is a good return by a young guy. Anytime you can set the return up by giving some misdirection, even if it's up straight up the field, then bounce it out, make the coverage collapse on you, and then make them pay with your speed. That was a great return by the young man.
When we talked about the Buffalo defense and how they needed to get a stop, this is the most important one. Quick little flare pattern to the far side, and a big block out on the far side, which opened up a little running room for Freddie Scott, but he is short of the first down.
Prentice Taylor and A.C. Tellison made him pay for hopping over the defensive back. Watch here as he catches this at the end of this play. This is a big-time hit into the boards. As he gets airborne, he's vulnerable, and Prentice Taylor makes him pay. Watch as he catches him in midair and slams him into the boards. That's why this arena game is so physical and so exciting to watch.
Ricotta's for the best pizza, subs, wings in the South Towns. Visit Ricotta's Orchard Park location. It's got to be Ricotta's. Running play inside. Russell straight up the middle. More than enough yardage for the first down as he gets into Destroyer territory at the 20 down to the 18.
And now it's time for the Buffalo defense to answer the challenge. Nashville, you've got to tip your hat to them. It looked like they were out of it a couple of times. They came out flat in the second half, and yet when they've needed it most, they have been able to make the play. That's the sign of a team that goes to the playoffs every year. Andy Kelly has been able to orchestrate this offense. He's been on his back once or twice tonight, and usually he is not.
They run the football again. Straight ahead power running. It'll pick up 3 or 4 yards on that play. Rupert Grant, once again, the man who carried.
When you're on a defense and you have a team that you're playing that is able to run the football, it's demoralizing because your defense feels defenseless. I mean, to get a turnover or a big play in the running game is very difficult on defense because it's so difficult to jar the ball loose, to keep them, especially when they're being effective, getting 4 yards of crack on first down. It's demoralizing, especially at this point of the game. That's what puts it away for the Nashville Cats if they can continue.
Pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 at the 14-yard line of Buffalo. And time now beginning to dwindle away. We're down near the 4-minute mark. And the Destroyer defense needs to make something happen and happen quickly. Kelly to throw, got his man wide open. It's going to result in a touchdown for Nashville. It's Grant who made the reception coming out of the backfield. Just a little back curl out pattern to the far side, and there wasn't a Destroyer in sight until he got near the goal line.
That's a good offensive selection. Great play selection. It's not risky, and yet it's very difficult to defend. You'll see here, they just send the fullback out. And you see there, DeWitt is in a bind. Do I rush the passer and take the chance on getting him, or do I go out with the back and try and keep him from catching the ball? And he made the wrong decision, and Andy Kelly made him pay.
So Nashville answers the Buffalo touchdown with one of their own. Palazzo on now for the extra point try. Kick is up, and he got it. So after this one seemed to be a little bit of a defensive struggle in the first half, both teams have come alive offensively. 3:16 to go in the game. It's now Nashville 42 and Buffalo 29. (42-29). Cats out in front of the Destroyers along with Bob Trimble and Steve Tasker. I'm Jim Brinson. We're here in Nashville at the Nashville Arena hanging out with the Destroyers and the Cats.
And as you see that Nashville goes down and puts the points on the board, really to put this one almost out of reach, unless something unforeseen happens, a big play or a turnover or something. Nashville's going to go on to 6-2. Is exactly where they want to be. They've really come on. They 2 weeks ago, they did struggle, as we mentioned a little bit a few moments ago. And now they're back on track. Their offense is playing well. Their second half, when they needed the big play, they could come up with it. And that's the difference between a 6-2 ball club and an 0-8 ball club. When they need the play, someone steps up and makes it, and they don't shoot themselves in the foot.
That's been the difference in tonight's game. Little over 10,000 in attendance off the screen, and that one will not be returnable. Latta was the man who was going to attempt to return for the Destroyers. All right, everybody, tonight, 10:30, tune in, of course, for the Empire Sports Report. Mike DeGeorge. Mike's going to have the scores, the highlights from around the region, including news of the Stanley Cup and the NBA playoffs. And if you missed it, the Knicks are done. The Pacers eliminated them tonight. It's the Empire Sports Report immediately following the football game right here on Empire. So the Pacers advance with Larry Bird as their head coach into the NBA Finals. Branch is the motion man on the far side. Quickly, high pass and away from Branch that time. And of course, an arena ball that goes into the stands, you get to keep it.
I'll tell you what, you get more footballs in an arena game than you do foul balls in a Major League Baseball game. Those things are going up in there like they throw those away like they're T-shirts.
Now, if Buffalo wants to try to close the gap here, they have to strike and strike quickly. We're down to 2:30 to go in this game. Willie Lana will be the man in motion. Mason out of his end zone, has time, goes to Lana. Lana pushed out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Should be enough yardage for the first.